Hello, hello, hello. Welcome now, Stock Trades. This is going to be a very, 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 very busy video. So we're going to try to squeeze a lot of information here. We're going to go very fast, and it's going to be literally boom, boom, boom. So you may have to restart the video to kind of calibrate on this one. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about some technical analysis, book values increasing for Clover Health, increase in free cash flow, and an increase in price target. And we're going to show you a hidden feature, part of the stock terminal, that probably you guys may not know about, which will show you the power of this institutionally graded data. Okay. So definitely lots of, this is a video that you don't want to miss. Okay. So yes, Clover Health book value is increasing. Its free cash flow is going up and its price target is going up. All right. So before we do that, I just wanted to go ahead and mention something. Earlier today at 7:44 a.m. Arizona time, which is 9:44 a.m. Like like Tennessee time, or like 10:44 a.m. Eastern time. A Clover was sitting at $1.78. We went ahead and utilized our stock terminal. And I was like, you know what? Remember I told you how like there doesn't seem to be a lot of support at the 178. It just last time it just kind of fell through. So I was anticipating it to basically fall through, and then afterwards it certainly did. The question of the matter is this 168 going to hold? Certainly the 145. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So the point of this message here is, I have a long-term huge stockpile of Clover, and I have a short-term kind of day trading, swing trading, mostly swing trading part of Clover, because it's nice going back and forth, up and down, getting some nice, FU money to be able to spend, and because everyone has expenditures, right? So the idea here is, there's going to be a new level of support, and then there's going to be a new level of resistance, and there's going to be some oscillations. So let's say, for example, if one were to buy at 168, again, not financial advice, and the stock price ended up basically getting creamed, doesn't matter, long-term hold. Okay, those become transferred into the long-term stockpile. If, let's say, for example, one were to sell at a former resistance line and the stock basically bounced, past that, it doesn't matter because you have your large stockpile. The goal of this is just kind of basically squeezing those and taking a normal 10% down and 10% down and 20% up move and riding that bunch of times to create a 60-70% basically swing trade algorithm. Okay. And that's kind of what we're doing here. Again, it's part of that stock terminal and mastering stock market course. Again, not financial advice, just basically what I'm doing. Okay. And just take it as a grain of salt. Another thing here is we're going to talk about basically book value. So part of our stock terminal, you can go in and pretty much look at. This is part of the income statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows. What I did is I took stockholders' equity and then went ahead and divided it by the number of outstanding shares of 496 million approximately. And what you can see here is from Q4 of 2023 to Q1 of 2024 to Q2 of 2024, we see a consistent rise in book value from 1 penny all the way up to 7 pennies, which is a significant increase in book value. Now, why would you say that is important? Well, if you go ahead and again, this goes from the most current to old, as you can see here, 2023, then you get 2022. So you could see book value used to be, stockholders' equity, total stockholders' equity used to be around almost $489 million. But you can see it was decreasing because Clover was burning cash. But now what you see is this markedly increase in $292 million to $324 million, which shows you that an increase in stockholders' equity, our equity, part of Clover is becoming more valuable. Okay. So this is part of why it's important to look at the overall net income of a company, which you can find here very quickly in part of the free cash flow, and zoom in on this. And you can see the most recent form of Clover, they were positive $7 million in net income because now from the Q2, they're profitable. Again, Wall Street doesn't care about quarterly profitability. They care about fiscal year profitability, okay? So now that we kind of have this data here, let's go ahead and switch now over to the stock terminal and look at a more aggregated way from our terminal here. So let's go ahead here and let's go zoom in and let's open up the help menu. Again, you can get lifetime access or subscription, which you'll learn more about in the comment sections, in the descriptions down below, utilizing our SAS $1,000 coupon code. Remember to do that. Congratulations to the 6 members that joined us yesterday. Only maybe 2 of you have logged into the stock terminal. Integrate yourself. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the stock fundamental analysis here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up this, and then let's go ahead and maneuver a couple things. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and look at the quarterly company financial ratio. Okay, we're going to type in CLOV, and that's going to give us a whole litany of data. Okay, but you might find something interesting. So let's go ahead and move all the way to the top, and you can see this is the most recent Q2 of 2024. Okay, and if you don't believe me, you can go ahead and take a look at well, I mean, it's again, it's right here, Q2 2024, right? If you don't believe me, that's your problem, right? So I want you to go ahead and focus real quick. This is the most recent. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here real quick. I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to go scroll down here, and we're going to go to price fair value. Yes, our institutionally graded data calculates the price fair value of Clover Health, and it sits it at $1.80, okay? Which is kind of where it's hovering, going back and forth, right? Now, if we were to go downwards now and go to Q1 of 2024, aren't you curious of what the price fair value is for Clover? Let's go ahead and see. So in Q1 of 2024, pretty much last quarter's earnings, the price to fair value was $1.27. Okay. Are you curious to see what it was before that? Okay. Let's go ahead and look at Q4 of 2023. You go down and take a look at the price value, $1.60. So you can see it oscillates, right? And then you could go all the way down and you could see kind of overall the price fair value. But it shows you, this basically shows you the it kind of makes sense why the analysts increased their prices to $2. Again, they're not forward looking. They're just trying to base it off of what they have now and take a huge discount, the fair value. Okay. Are you curious about what other fair value stocks you hold? Again, part of our stock terminal, unlimited amounts of data, over 2.5 billion outputs. And you can see the power of it, because it used to trade at 60 cents and people, unfortunately, we can go ahead and maneuver this and just kind of go here and type in CLOV real quick. Oh no, that's the same thing. Sorry. Okay, let's go back. Let's open up the help menu again. Jesus Christ. We'll go ahead and do this here. Open up the stock fundamental analysis. Open up the, where did it go? One moment here. I'm losing my bearings here. Let's do like 15. So let's go way back into the past. Okay. And you can see overall the fair value used to be negative. And then all of a sudden it went to 486. And this was back in 2021, right? And then it went to $17.26. And it basically when it was moving up in that short squeeze, it shows you kind of where that fair value is. And you could have taken advantage of that, and you would have used the intrinsic value, technical analysis to kind of basically say, oh, okay, a lot of these people that don't know about intrinsic value or whatever, and fair value, they're going to buy Clover at $27 and $28, and they're going to, we'll sell it to them, you know what I mean, rather than buy. So you could see the kind of leverage you have by having this data again, and then all of a sudden it decreased to 740 while the stock price was still up, and then it went down to 324 while the stock price was still up, and then it went down to 342, right, as the stock price was up, 238 while the stock price was up, 207. So I'm not going to be releasing this publicly now on YouTube, because again, this is part of our proprietary data, right? It's part of our stock terminal, right? It's part of our brain machine data by Al Stock Trade. So if you want to analyze this to figure out kind of what's going on with Clover and the overall true value in accordance with the mastering intrinsic value calculation, it'll be all part of here. Again, I'm not going to have the opportunity in time to update YouTube 24/7, especially when I start residency. But it is important to show the world how this can be calculated just from a snap of a finger. Okay. All right. So there's that. And let's move on now. And let's open up. Hello. Let's open up a couple of things. Let's open up another help menu. Okay. Let's do stock fundamental analysis. And let's go ahead and let's do. Let's do financial. Well, first off, let's kind of zoom in here to make it a little better. Let's do financial stock scores here real quick. So you could see, it's looking pretty good there. Let's see what else I wanted to take a look at. One moment. Yeah, let's look at the company's ratings right now. Let's see where we're at with Clover. So based off of the DCF, because it's negative free cash flow, it's a strong sell. We know that's going to change because it's going to go to positive. Again, this is an automatic DCF. You can't take this for a grain of salt, right? It's a B plus with a rating of 3. It is a buy on the return on equity, a buy on the return on assets, 4 on the DE. So again, it's looking pretty good, okay, for that. What else do I want to do? Oh, yes. So I wanted to, oh, Jesus, I'm just pressing all these freaking button, guys. Oh, yeah, this is the brainstem. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up the help menu again. And let's look up, what do I want to do? Let's look up stock fundamentals instead of the analysis. And let's look at the free cash flow for the quarterly here. And let's type in CLOV. That's going to upload this. Again, the data is very fast. And we go all the way up. And again, this can take you directly to the, financial, the final link, which is your 10Q, right? Right. It does all that. It's all integrated. So now let's go ahead and I want you to focus on the quarterly cash flow of Q2. And I want you to take a look at the free cash flow. Ladies and gentlemen, the free cash flow is positive now, right? It's positive $44 million. Now, remember the haters when they used to make fun of me? When I used to do the 5% of revenue to estimate the future free cash flow, they used to, make fun of me. And they used to be like, no, why would you do that? Again, just people that just entered the market, nothing against them. It's just kind of like, learn, you know what I mean? But it's fine. If you look at this here, and if you look at 0.05, and because normally we do 5%, and we do this, we get approximately $66.85 million, right? That's for the full year revenue, right? Clover just pretty much made more than half of that for the free cash flow for just one freaking quarter. So we were expecting $66.85 million in free cash flow for the full year. Clover said, hold my beer. I can do 44 million, not even 44 million, 44.3 million in one quarter. So if you take 44.3 multiplied by 4 quarters in a year, 44.3 multiplied by 4 quarters in a year, you get $177 million freaking dollars in free cash flow versus the estimation of free cash flow that we've analyzed. And again, this is just the insurance part of the god dang company. Maybe a hint of SaaS. We can backtrack it on part of the balance sheet. But again, it's not even a lot of deals that have been signed. But if you were to analyze this, and I already did, it's around 13.5%, right? Let's call it 13%, right? 173 million. We got $177.2 million in free cash flow if we extrapolate Q2 and assume that Q2 is going to be repeated for Q3, Q4, and Q1 of 2025. Now, again, I think Q2 is one of their stronger free cash flow years. I need to analyze that, which we'll do it in another video. but I can only imagine the free cash flow is only going to get bigger as they increase revenue and as they include a high margin business that's going to go directly into free cash flow, which is what Brandon is saying and Rafiki's saying regarding SaaS. Okay. So that's a big freaking deal. So I assume it's not going to be 177 million this year because last quarter was basically 25 million, but it's going to oscillate. But let's just assume next year the baseline we could say is around 44.3 million, which then we can use 177.2 million of free cash flow. So let's go ahead and now do that because now it's no longer estimation. We might actually get to that. So let's go ahead and put it on our handy dandy intrinsic value calculation and put 177.2 million. Again, a lot of people made fun of me by using 5%. A lot of people made fun of me saying, 5% is too high. Well, look at Clover. It's 13% now if you were to extrapolate the 44.23 whatever freaking $1 million, okay? So you can see I've been doing this for a long time, and you can start to see the experience start to show in reality, okay? So 177.2, okay? So 177.2. We're going to go ahead and just grow them at 11% right now, which is base reality of what they're growing at. And then we'll do 25%. And then we're going to do what Alignment Healthcare and Oscar is growing at, which is approximately 40% plus. We'll just say 40%. So you can see kind of where could we see Clover. And again, the free cash flow could be even higher than this. But right now, we're just trying to get to this right now and kind of understand. So we'll do 10 years into the future, 11%. We'll put the outstanding share of $496 million. Again, this is not even including share buybacks. By doing that, you see just from an 11% growth rate, you see that Clover's bull value is $8.74. You can see the recession case is at 282. We're still trading below that right now. Again, it's not reality because we're still kind of getting to that free cash flow positivity on a full fiscal year basis, which is what Wall Street cares about. But you can see we can go to $8.74 once we basically hit that stride. And let's just say if Clover continues growing 11% infinity, we can expect $8.74 price target and a 10% rate of return per year on top of that, which is pretty god freaking amazing, okay? But we know that Clover is going to grow, and we know it's not going to stay at 11%. So let's go and try 25%. When you hit 25%, you could start to see Clover hitting around $24.07. The thing is, I think they're going to grow at the level of Alignment Healthcare, right? Which is around 40%. So let's do 40% now. And you could basically see the stock price now soars to $67 freaking dollars. $67.72, right? So if we were to take the average between $67 and $24 from a growth rate of 25% to 40%, and let's just basically say, what's 25? Let's go ahead and let's open up a tab and say 25 plus 40, and let's go ahead and divide that by 2. And just take the average, which is a 32.5% growth rate. We could say, Clover could be around a $40 stock price. And if you look at my original videos from way back when, you could see that was the stock price we were hitting, right? For all the OGs out there, okay? And which is over the $30 price hump for Clover, for Andrew Toy and Vivek to get their $350 to $400 million in bonuses, okay? So you can start to see the pieces align. And for the astute, intelligent investor taking advantage of these short stock prices. Now, again, not financial advice. Take this as a grain of salt. Think of a grain of salt worth more than me, right? So overall, I hope this video is to your liking, because unfortunately, smart money sold out, right? Smart money sold. And if you don't believe me, you can take it from another person who has more subscribers than I do, I think. This gentleman here who said, breaking news, JP Morgan says institutional bought the dip while retail panic sold. Retail sold $1 billion in stock. And, institutions bought $14 billion, which is pretty reflective here, as smart money bought and dumb money sold. Unfortunately, that's what dumb money does. So don't be dumb money. And that's the whole point of our stock trades. It's to basically give you institutionally graded data over 2.5 billion outputs, plus a community of like-minded investors from around the world. And yes, we have investors from all over the place, right? And that's the beautiful part. We want to thank our partners at Affirm and PayPal for being able to give us the opportunity to provide our Mastering Lifetime Access Stock Terminal and Stock Market course, utilizing Affirm for the US and Canada, and as well PayPal internationally. And again, for people that are interested, please go ahead and use the SAS coupon code to join the community and join the movement of future millionaires. It's very clear. Okay. All right. So there it is. And pretty much that's all I have. I'm going to go ahead quickly, go to the questions, and we'll call it a day. All right. Profitability this year. I love you too, Patrick. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Ken. Where are you, Ken? Miss you, Ken. Kenny, right? Or is it Timmy? I bet. Good. Yeah, dumb money sold, pretty much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was very informative and educational. Just I guess before we close it off, just very quickly, it seems as Clover's trying to hit this 200-day right now on the hour chart. On the day, it's still elevated, but I think it's kind of reset on that, right? So we'll continue to monitor, okay? But you can see the power of the intrinsic value calculation and also the power of our, technical analysis AI spread. Now, very quickly, again, just a reminder so people don't make this mistake. We've been getting a lot of demand for our mastering in our bundle, but just remember, it's important to go ahead and put the coupon code SAS because that'll decrease it by $1,000. Okay. And all you do is you hit apply and it removes $1,000. And you can go ahead and utilize Affirm or PayPal, depending on how you like it. But again, this coupon code will expire. So take advantage of this and join our lifetime access platform. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege and honor to support the retail community space from an educational perspective. I will see you on the next one.